Hey everybody and welcome to the Hot Tag with your girl Izzy. Today I am so excited to welcome you to my interview with somebody who is truly unstoppable in the ring as she is a 10-time champion. She's performed in the Mae Young Classic, NXT UK, Stardom, and many other promotions. She also is the promoter of Serious Sports Entertainment and is known as the alpha female. She is Jazzy Gabert. What's up?
Hi, thank you for having me. Wow,
Of
well done.
course.
Thank you for your introduction.
Thank you very much. I always want to hype up my guests because they deserve the best intro. So, welcome on the hot
Thank you.
tag.
Thank you.
So, during quarantine, a lot of people kind of found themselves repeating a lot of things. And specifically, that's kind of with playing music a lot, like repeating a specific song. And I know you're a huge fan of the artist Pink. So, is there a song by her that you were like listening to like during quarantine?
Well, I would not say that there's like one song I repeat. Like I'm listening to a lot of music lately. That's true. Like
Okay.
especially when I'm like in a bathroom and making makeup for no reason. But you know what? I'm like a big fan, and not a lot of people know this. I'm like a big fan of like Christian pop music.
Oh,
So
okay.
music, that praise the Lord, or like really uplifting music. And I
Okay.
personally thought it helps me so much, especially in this time with the corona. So yeah, I'm listening to like,
Okay.
yeah, everything will be all right, just believe. So yeah, I'm listening to this kind of stuff.
So I actually have a good recommendation because when you said that, I was like, oh my God, I know who she should listen to. Josiah Williams. He is absolutely amazing. He does Christian pop and it's really good. So you should definitely listen to him. I
I
think
will
he's
do
on
so.
Amazon Music, but I'm sure you can find him on YouTube. But definitely go check him out. He is so good.
Okay, yeah, I can recommend to everyone watching this interview, yeah, just listening to Christian pop music. It will uplift you like instantly. That's like, I don't know, like it gives you just the spirit to be, hey, I need to be motivated and I need to know
Mhm.
everything will be all right because I do believe that everything will be all right in the end of the day.
Yes, definitely. And I'm sure like during this pandemic, we all found there's like found ourselves just trying to find something to make us happy and music was a big part of that. Was there anything else you've been listening to like hits one or something?
Well, you know what? I was actually creative. Like, I do that sometimes. When I had my neck surgery, for example, I
Hmm.
started doing paintings, and I did the
Okay.
same. I I have like a new technique to do a painting. So basically, I put up like a canvas, and then I put my fist into the color, and then I was like boxing against it, and I
Oh,
called it
okay.
pain punches because I felt a lot of pain while doing the corona stuff, and I was
Mhm.
like, what's my life going to be? So I put like all my effort, all my pain into these punches, and there's like some amazing art came out of it.
Wow, that's awesome. I feel like I've heard of that, but that's so different. Like, I know
Mhm.
like a lot of people like painting was really a big thing during quarantine, but I absolutely love that.
Yeah, you should
Now, we
check
were
it out. It's on my YouTube. You can see it
okay,
there.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know you have a YouTube, so I was like wondering like, oh, what has she been doing during these times in painting? Man, like you're an artist in the making.
Trying.
Now, yes. Now, I wanted to dive into you being a part of the first ever Mae Young Classic, which is why I wore the shirt. But I remember being there and seeing how fascinated the crowd was about this alpha female in the ring. Without a
Yeah.
doubt, you made your presence known in this history making tournament. So, for you personally, what were you hoping fans to take away when you competed in the Mae Young?
Well, it's a long process. I mean, I'm in the wrestling business since 20 years, and I always wanted to go to WWE. Like, that was like the big dream, right?
Hmm.
But of course, when I started like 20 years ago, it was not that easy. Like, females weren't even like really welcomed in the locker
Hmm.
rooms or in the ring. So for me, doing all this journey, and then I heard that the Mae Young Classic started, and then they were announcing people, and I was like, oh man, why can I not be a part of it, And then it was, I think, only like 3 weeks time till the taping happening, and I still got a call, and I was like, okay. I will not be there, like I was
Mhm.
already like a little bit upset. And then my phone rang and they were like, there's a possibility, but even if they say possibility, right, it's like a straw and you're just hanging on. And like,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So the visa and everything that went so fast, and they flew me over. We did some health check, everything was fine, but they still said, you're not in, it's just a possibility. And I was like, oh man, like, and then I go to the performance center and I'm looking around and it's like me being like in a toy store. It was so big and it was amazing, and all these people, and they were so friendly, they were so nice to me. And then, because I have a lot of self-doubt, I was like, wow, like I felt really, yeah, not confident. And I was like
Mhm.
looking around and I'm seeing people like, like Kyrie Sane, or even my opponent Kimberly, and I knew they're so good, like they're incredible good. And I was like,
Mhm.
man, I hope I can, be
Yeah.
as good as them. And I remember just right before my match, right, I called one of my friends and I was like, really, I'm so nervous. I don't know if I can do this. It was like I was a big mess, but only for my friends. Like I wouldn't show in person, of course. I was
No.
like, of course, I got this. And then right before my match, I was not myself. Like that's my thing, like I have two characters. I have Jazzy, what you see right now, and then
Mhm.
there's the alpha female. The alpha female is like a different monster. Like, whoa, I
Yeah.
would not mess with her. And then I turn on a switch, and I just did what I always do. Like I'm super intense in the ring. I scream a lot. I'm noisy, and I take my time. I think that's
Mhm.
like super important these days. Everybody's like doing move, 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 and they forgot to sell in between. So I
Yeah.
try to do that, and I try to have like a good camera work always. Like look into the camera, because I know there's like a lot of people watching live, but
Mhm.
there's even more people watching on TV. So I was like really focused on the camera. And yeah, and then when Kimberly and I, we started off and we're screaming at each other. I can hear the people. I'm like, whoa, that's insane. And then I did like this one punch where everyone like, whoa, and I
I
see the people
remember
like,
that.
it's my
I was
favorite
watching
punch.
the clip last night and I was like, man, those were like the good old days. I remember that.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
it was so
And then I
cool.
came backstage, right? And there was Shawn Michaels, and he was like my childhood hero, right? And
Yeah.
he's telling me all these great things, like how much he enjoyed the match and that he's now a fan of mine. And I'm like, no, sir, I'm a fan of you. And like a lot of people wanted to talk to me, but Shawn Michaels was all the time, no, no, please let me finish this first. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. And you know what? On the second day, I was not scheduled for having a match because I lost the first round, right?
Mhm.
So, I dolled myself up and I just went there, had a good time. And then Tessa came to me and she said, Jazzy, why are you not getting ready? You have a match. I'm like, what? No, nobody told me. And then I'm like, whoa. And then, yeah, I had like this surprise 6-man tag. And
Mhm. I remember
man,
that.
like all the people came out, right? And I was, I think, the fifth, and Triple H was next to me, right? So we had like little eye contact, and I was like, I was nervous, and no, I wanted to make him proud. I want to make everyone proud that they invited me, so it has a good reason.
Mhm.
And then my name came, right? And the people, whoa. And I look at him and he looks at me and I'm like, whoa. The people were so loud, I couldn't even hear my own music. It was insane. And my song
Yeah.
has like 3 beats. Like the first beat I come out, the second beat I lift my flag, and then the third beat I walk. I couldn't hear
Mhm.
my music. I was like, oh man. And I'm like this mean, serious wrestler, but I couldn't help myself. I needed to smile. And I was like, this is insane. They're like really cheering for me. So man, that was like the best time of my life. My whole career, like it came all to that moment when they were cheering my name.
Oh, that's awesome. And like I said, I remember being there and just the crowd going wild for you. Like, legit, Full Sail loved you, including me. Like, everybody was just so fascinated by you. And I mainly think because you were just so different and just people really just like connected with you. And that's what I really just enjoyed about watching you. So, like, great job in the Mae Young. Like,
Thank you. Thank
absolutely.
you.
So you have also traveled the world as a pro wrestler, which got your name out there even more. Many people started to recognize this alpha female as you went to the UK for NXT, Germany, and many other places. I got to ask you this, but how did traveling and competing contribute to having such a wide knowledge of the pro wrestling industry?
I mean, I love traveling. Like this is like my
Hmm.
thing, and I think that's why I really enjoy to be a wrestler. I don't mind, being, I don't know, stuck in some airport or something. Like airport is like my favorite place to be. And I just love to see so many different people. I mean, every country has like a different atmosphere, like a different culture and everything like that. For example, I love Japan, but I also love America, like so yeah, I love traveling around the world and I love to entertain the fans in every different ring, and every ring is different, but it's the same,
Hmm.
for example, with the UK. So say you wrestle in London, it's not the same as if you wrestle in Manchester. The fans are so different, and I think
Yeah.
it's quite interesting, like if you have the first match, it's difficult, but if you have like, let's say the third or the fourth match, you can watch the fans how they react to which kind of moves and what do they like. So it's a little bit easier, and I'm more like an improvised wrestler. So
Okay.
I of course I like to have my script a little bit, but you cannot have the same script for every country or for every, for every opponent, even though. So I love to interact with the fans a lot, and I think that made me a little bit more successful than some others in my country, for example, because
Mhm.
I can feel the crowd.
Yeah, definitely. And everybody sees that when you're in the ring. So, like we said, you've traveled a lot. So, do you think for aspiring wrestlers, do you think that's the route to go for them, like just to travel the world?
Yeah, I think personally it's important to go out of your comfort zone. Of course, you can stay in your hometown and everybody will love you and everyone will
Hmm.
tell you how amazing you are. But as soon as you go to another country, maybe the fans are different and they maybe don't like you. And you need to experience that. You cannot only experience, support. Sometimes you need to experience also people who are standing in your way and telling you, well, you need to learn a lot. For example, when I was in Europe, everything was fine. But when I went to Japan, it was a different level. Oh my God, these girls are so advanced and so good.
Yeah.
Um, and you need to step up your game. So I remember like I had once a match here in Germany with a girl, and it was her first match, like it was her first thing. And she had to do something, right? She only had to run at me and I will
Okay.
grab her and joke her out, right? She couldn't do that. And then afterwards, I mean,
Oh.
I was a little bit mad. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
why can't she not even, run towards me? It's so easy. And everyone, oh, can you please? Like, it was her first thing. Like in Japan, when you have your first match, it's sometimes much better than like a five-star match from someone else, and
Mhm.
that's their
Yeah.
first match. So, yeah, you see a lot of different things in different places. So when I go for Mexico, for example, the wrestling is so different than when you go, for example, to Japan. So if you're an aspiring wrestler, I would definitely recommend you go out there and make as much experience as you can do.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a favorite place that you travel to that just brings back good memories?
Oh yeah,
Like,
Japan. Japan is like
oh,
my thing. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people say that like Japan is like the place, like it's where it's like the home of wrestling. Do you like agree with those people? Is it like kind of the epitome of wrestling?
Well, I cannot say like from America, for example, because I wasn't really wrestling a lot in America most
Hmm.
of the time because of the visa issue.
Hmm.
But I wrestled in Japan quite a lot, and there's like a this kind of respect which I really miss. Like in Germany, for example, when you say you're a wrestler, everybody's kind of laughing at you, like wrestling, what the hell?
Hmm.
Can you not do like a normal job? I'm like, well, but in Japan, like they bow down and they're like they really
Hmm.
praise you. They say they have so much respect for our sport, and I think that's important. I don't know how it is in America. I think
Yeah.
people respect you if you like big leagues like WWE or AEW.
Hmm.
But if you're like an independent wrestler, I don't know how much the common people respect you.
Yeah.
But in Japan, they will respect you no matter what.
Oh, that's awesome. I really love that. So, I wanted to get into you being a promoter for serious sports entertainment, which
Hmm.
means you constantly have to find different wrestlers to come onto your show. So for you, what do you look for in a wrestler when scouting out new talent for upcoming shows?
Yeah, I have like my concept is a little bit different. Like I
Mhm.
will take care a lot of sports entertainment. That's why I called it. I didn't just call it wrestling. First of all,
Mhm.
because again, in my country in Germany, the people really ridicule it like a little bit. They don't take wrestling serious. So that's why I
Mhm.
want to call it sports entertainment. And I really care about characters. Like I want big guys and sexy girls, and I want entertaining people, like colorful people.
Mhm.
These days everyone is like kind of the same, just wearing
Mhm.
trunks but not so
Yeah.
much colorful. Like, I love, for example, Tatanka, or even like Doink the Clown, or I don't know, the Honky Tonk Man, these
Yeah.
kind of characters, and for my show, sometimes I give the wrestlers a character. For example, I have this
Mhm.
one girl, right? Her name is Slammarella. I love that name,
Oh, that's cute.
Slammarella.
Yeah.
And she has like pink hair. And I said, you know what? Is that okay for you if I give you like balloons? So you come in with balloons, and I will give you candies, and I will give you like this whole candy-ish entrance. She's
That's
like,
awesome.
but she's like, this is not so my thing. I'm like, but we make it your thing, and the people will remember you. They will not remember what kind of moves you do, because like the fans I want to attract to my show, they're not necessarily wrestling fans, but they're
Mhm.
fans of entertainment. They want to just have a good
Okay.
time. So they will
Mhm.
remember, she was the girl with the candy. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I love that. And, it's so important to just be different in the pro wrestling industry. And like you said, there's like now a lot of people are kind of the same. So,
hmm
what do you put into like creating a character for some of the people on your show?
Well, again, I try to make it as simple as possible. For
Hmm.
example, like, yeah, there will be like an Indian African person, so
Hmm.
because people can maybe relate to that, there will be like a Mexican guy with like a sombrero and something. I will do, I don't know how you say the stereotypes. I think that's the word
Yeah.
for it, right?
Hmm.
I want to try to go for that, like if I have like an American guy, I want him to wear the flag and, all these, colorful, like
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan maybe. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward for doing that. Which I also want to have is like dancers. I have like background dancers, like
Okay.
super sexy girls,
Hmm.
something like the Nitro girls back in WCW.
Yeah.
So they will, walk in and dance and just, give it a little bit extra, because I personally think just wrestling is not enough anymore. You need more. You
Mm.
need like over the top entrances. Um,
Okay.
and I came for that because I did like MMA, mixed martial arts,
Hmm.
and I was watching a lot of these live shows, and I saw the fighters only go to the ring, and then they have these amazing fights, like they knock each other out and blood. And I was like, it's a shame, because for me, watching them, I don't know who's who. I only see two people, and I will not remember them, So I was like,
Hmm.
man, if these MMA fighters had like a bigger entrance, the interest would be so much more. So I was thinking,
Yeah. Okay.
for wrestling, I'm going to go that route. If it's going to successful, I have no idea, because of Corona, I had to postpone my shows. But I
Hmm.
can say for my first show, and this is super special for Germany, because when you do wrestling shows, you normally have around 100 to 300 people, right? So that's
Hmm.
like the average. But my first show, I already sold out 600 tickets. And
Oh,
I
that's
didn't even start it. You
awesome.
know
Congrats.
what I
That's
mean?
awesome. Yeah. That's
I think,
amazing.
yeah, I think my concept is going to be interesting for people. So yeah,
Yes.
let's see.
I think like pro wrestling fans are so into energetic shows and like, different shows. And, you are putting all of that into like your show. So I really love that. And I honestly can't wait to see more from it. So I wanted to go into one of my final questions, which I'm kind of sad about because we've had a great conversation. But when it comes to German wrestlers, we see people like Alexander Wolf, Marcel Bartel, and even yourself make such a big impact in the pro wrestling world. Now, you like we said, you have competed in several different promotions, which also gives you the opportunity to see the up and comers. So is there anybody in Germany that the pro wrestling community needs to watch out for, except for yourself, because you have proven several times that you are a force to be reckoned with?
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, we have definitely some great talents. Which
Yes.
one is Stephanie Mays? You really need to
Okay.
check her out. She has like a mixed martial art background, and she uses that in her fights. So she really kicks the boys and the girls out. Yeah, she's doing intergender matches. She's a little bit smaller, but that doesn't
Mhm.
matter. She cannot be like a big time girl, right? So Stephanie Mays, you really should check her out. For the boys. mm, I'm doing a promo tournament at the moment for Serious Wrestling. So we
Mhm.
talk on the mic to each other. And one guy really stand out. His name is Blackwell. He's from Luxembourg. He's not German, but he speaks
Mhm.
German. And dude, his talent on the microphone, it's outstanding. And his in-ring ability is going to be better and better. So he
Okay.
will be, like I say, in 2 years' time, he will be complete package. So
He's the
Blackwell
total
is his name.
package.
Yeah, you should check him out.
Definitely. And for everybody watching, make sure you check all of what she was saying and who you should watch out for, because one day they are going to be huge stars that we are probably going to love without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And Jazzy, thank you so much for joining me today. And I want to
For
ask
having me.
you, yeah, of course. I really appreciate you coming on. Like I had such a great time, and I wanted you to have the opportunity to plug anything in like serious sports entertainment and also your social media. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Yeah, if you want, go to my Instagram. I'm most active on that. And yeah, like, please contact me, share your stories with me. And yeah, don't hesitate. I love to connect with my fans. So yeah, go to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. You can find
Yes.
me everywhere.
Yes, definitely. And make sure you guys check her out. And like I said, Jazzy, I had such a great time talking to you. Legit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Yeah, of course.
watching.
Yeah, and
Bye.
thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Hot Tag with your girl Izzy and Jazzy Gabert. I will see you guys next time. Bye.